There's a lot of Twitter news that we're going to go over today. And if you're interested in what's ensuing on the platform, then you're not going to want to miss this episode. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Rich, and in this episode of RPW Media, we're going to be discussing how the left is going absolutely out of their collective minds now that Elon Musk has taken over the reins at Twitter, and he's doing things that he said he would do. So the first thing, there's 3 stories that we have that are going on that are going to really interest you, because the mainstream media is not really talking about it, and if they are, they're talking about it as if it's a terrible thing. Okay, I think bringing free speech back is a great thing. Okay, so Elon Musk, the first one, he limits who has access to the censorship tools. All right, that's the codes and the algorithms that you can censor people, and you can literally do it manually, whatever. So the first thing we have is he is limiting the access to the tools. So Musk was not kidding when he said that he would make changes to how Twitter operates. On day 1, he immediately fired 4 of the top executives. And then on Monday, someone banned the Arizona Republican candidate for Secretary of State, Mark Finchem, for no apparent reason other than to help the Democratic candidate. That's un-American. I'm sorry, it is. Within an hour, Musk had Finchem back up and operating on Twitter. Now, Musk must have realized then that the censorship tools had to be limited because they're abusing them, which they did all along. And if you think about it, that abuse is really what caused Elon Musk to purchase Twitter in the first place. Now, the mainstream media got boiling mad after Musk limited the number of people who have access to those tools. When you think about it, if a story gets a lot of coverage on Twitter, then the fake news people eventually have to report on the story themselves to save face, because if they bury it like they did the Hunter Biden laptop story, later on, everybody smacks them down saying, you guys censored that. And now you're saying it's true and you want us to believe that you never reported on it before and that you didn't censor it. So censoring conservative candidates in the last week before an election is right in the liberal social media playbook. Apparently, Musk doesn't intend to allow that to happen anymore. Okay? Now, from Bloomberg, they say most people who work in Twitter's trust and safety organization, the censors, are currently unable to alter or penalize accounts that break rules around misleading information, which is their misinformation and disinformation argument, offensive posts and hate speech, except for the most high-impact violations that would involve real-world harm. Don't you think real-world harm is the only thing that you should be able to censor? Okay? According to people familiar with the matter, those posts were prioritized for manual enforcement, they said. You know, maybe that's because most of the things that the woke at Twitter claimed was misinformation, offensive posts, and hate speech were nothing of the sort. They were just conservative narratives that the leftists did not like. Censorship is un-American, no matter who does the censoring and who gets censored. So they continue. People who were on the call to enforce Twitter's policies during Brazil's presidential election did get access to the internal tools on Sunday, but in a limited capacity. Oh no! According to the 2 people that were familiar with it. The company is still utilizing automated enforcement technology and third-party contractors, according to one person, though the highest profile violations are typically reviewed by Twitter employees. That's a shame. He took away your ability to censor people because you're a leftist and you don't like what they say. So now, the second story, I love this. Musk disbanded Twitter's board of directors. So according to a Monday securities filing, Musk has disbanded Twitter's board of directors and named himself the organization's single director. Now, you're going to hear the cries of, that's what a dictator does. No, that's what a guy does when he wants to get rid of all the people who were guilty of trashing the company, all right, of allowing millions and millions of fake accounts, of censoring people because you didn't like their speech, okay? So Musk sacked a number of senior executives, including the CEO, Parag Agrawal, shortly after he completed his $44 billion purchase of Twitter, okay? There were 9 directors on the board, and now there's just him. Maybe they should learn to code. Well, I'm sure they're going to do well with the money they got. I mean, the number one, the chief censor, what was her name? Vijaya Gad. She walked away with like $100 million, so she's fine. Okay, let her go create her own social media platform where she can censor the hell out of anybody she wants, because no one will go there. So the left could get as angry as they want. I mean, these people on the board, they were the ones who allowed the censorship to ensue on the platform. They could have stopped it. They didn't. Okay, these were the people that didn't stop Twitter from banning a sitting president of the United States. Okay, and it was based on their interpretation of what was misinformation and harmful. None of it was harmful and misinformation. None of it. Okay, they deserve to be unemployed. Yeah, I said it. All right, so Musk tweeted out that, quote, the whole verification process is being revamped right now. I believe that means that the blue checkmark leftists, the high society leftists on Twitter, that means that they now have 90 days to determine whether they want to pay a monthly fee of $4.99 or risk losing that blue checkmark, which is probably make them wet their pants or even worse, because a guy like me can pay $4.99 and have that same blue checkmark. Think about it. That's like taking their black belt away from them, or everybody gets a black belt, right? But the thing that really has them in a tizzy is that one of Musk's more controversial proposals involves openly discussing firing up to 75% of Twitter's staff, owing it to size and the strong left-wing bias. Okay? So a lot of those people, they're the same eggheads that wrote a letter with demands before he came on board. Like they were going to stop a guy worth over $260 billion with a letter. Okay? So the final story we got today is there's a left-wing troll, and his name is Dean Obeidallah, and he is requesting U.S. immigration application of Musk's application to come here, okay? So Obeidallah, he's a left-wing troll who's whining about losing Twitter as his propaganda site, okay? He has filed an application in order to get the immigration application for Elon Musk. Of course, his paperwork is a waste of time because immigration will refuse to hand it over to him without the consent of Musk. Obeidallah says that he's not in it about to get the FOIA application. It's about trolling Musk. Now, if I'm not mistaken, his efforts then violate the law against stalking, okay? Obeidallah, he put in a tweet saying, quote, as a lawyer, I'm doing it to research to see if Musk is lying in any way on his application for U.S. citizenship. I'll be making the FOIA request for his immigration application. If he lied anywhere on the application, we will move to strip him of U.S. citizenship. Stay tuned. Now, how the hell is he going to well, first of all, you know he didn't lie, okay? Because immigration, that, in other words, they're saying that the people at the immigration office are morons, okay? That they didn't vet him at all, okay? So he didn't lie at all, okay? Maybe according to Twitter's misinformation, you know, anything you disagree with, but just get real, Jack, okay? But notice that look at the tweet. Notice that the little wuss put below it that who can reply to the tweet that only people who follow this clown or people that he mentioned. I mean, what a confident guy that he limits who can respond to his tweet. Isn't that the same thing as censoring people who don't agree with you? So there you go. I'm sure that Twitter people are now angry at the decision that was made to try to make, the boss, to force him to buy the company. I mean, they're pissed at the Twitter execs that threatened to sue him, that took him to court to purchase it when he said, I'm not going to do it, because they lied on a lot of information that they gave down. So I know, like I said, I know the chief censor, Vijaya Gad, I believe her name is, she walked away with about $100 million from the purchase. But even though I'm certain she and the other cretins who are now let go, that were executives of the company, are going to enjoy that money, they will also be shaking their fists at whatever god of the day they worship, that their beloved censorship vessel has been sunk and reborn with free speech. Okay, so I'm going to put the link to all three stories down in the description. Please visit rpwmedia.com and read all of our stories. So that's it. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you in the next one.